Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Showdown.
What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday afternoon. If you are watching this, we are on your lunch break, and it is the Animated Showdown here on the When Toons Combine YouTube channel, the Animated Anarchy series. This is episode 7 of Animated Showdown, and we have interesting matches here tonight, or today. We have Demon Slayer versus Archer. We have New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh versus South Park. We have One Punch Man versus Phineas and Ferb. And we have, in our main event, X-Men, the Animated Series versus Thundercats. I, of course, am your host, Dutchie. Not wearing the Tasmanian Devil costume as I did this past Saturday on Animated Hour of Power. I can't spend 2 hours in that thing unless it's like only 50 degrees outside and it'll keep me warm. But I'm your host, Dutchie, joined as always by Money E.
What's up?
Sean.
What up?
And a getting over an ailment, wild card Dave.
You know it.
Yeah. So,
let's go.
But he doesn't want to miss the show because he's just that devoted.
Damn right.
But all right. So we are here, of course, like we said. I ran down the matches for tonight. Very interesting matches. Opposite sides on the spectrum on a couple of them. But what we're gonna do, you've never seen the show before. 5 categories that will be drawn by the randomizer. We are going to then the guys are going to talk about it. So basically, it's a best of 5 series. But if a show wins 3-0, as far as the categories go, they get 30 points. 3-1 gets you 20. 3-2 gets you 10, and the loser gets 5. If you are swept, you lose 10 points. We saw that happen a couple of times on Animated Hour of Power. Without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to share the screen here. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Give me some good categories, baby.
All right. Here we go. Just going to hit this one time. All right. Is there anything in there that you guys wanted?
Animation style. I wanted.
Yep.
Humor.
Yep.
Impact. Humor.
Oh wow, we didn't get theme song this time.
Yeah, I think the gods are just kind of giving us a break from that for right now. It's been a while, or at least it's been a while since we've talked animation style.
Yeah, it feels like a couple weeks.
All right. First matchup up is Archer versus Demon Slayer. So, Archer in the division of Joshua Allen. Demon Slayer in the division of my mother, Sue Hummer, who not necessarily is a demon slayer, but more of a demon maker. But anyway...
You be nice to your mother.
You've met her 3 kids. Am I lying?
I wasn't. You just be nice to your mother. I plead the 5th.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm just saying is that everything that,
Those damn kids of hers.
Yeah. So all right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with animation style. Archer is an adult animated cartoon. Demon Slayer is an anime. I know what I would go with as far as animation style goes, but it's not up to me. I don't start judging until Eric takes his month-long sabbatical
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
You already know where I'm going.
Who approved that leave?
I didn't even necessarily approve it. It just basically got told, "Hey, I'm gone for a month," and I get
Australia ain't got no internet, Eric.
yeah.
It's 14
Well, you're going to be on a cruise ship, aren't you?
difference.
Well, you know, got to sacrifice to succeed.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be on a cruise ship, aren't you?
No, I'm spending time. I have family there.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Don't
get bit by any spiders.
But all right. So as far as like the animation quality goes, Dave, I'm going to start with you because I know which way you're going.
Yeah, this is.
And
Demon
I agree
Slayer.
with you. I agree with you. On
Demon
that, by the way.
Slayer has significantly better and more widely praised animation than Archer. I mean, it's won the Crunchyroll Anime Award for 4 years in a row. I mean, you look at the visual and detail of this, it's catching art. It's incredible detail, and especially in the fight scenes. This is from Ufotable, their work. They're the studio behind it. They're great and excellent at blending the CGI with traditional animation, creating seamless, visual effects. They get high reviews, consistent praise from fans. And Archer is just not comparable in this category. It's really not. It's so far below Demon Slayer's animation that it's not even a question.
Well, technically it is a question because I still have to ask it.
Oh, for sure.
Just not to you anymore because you already answered. But Eric, I'm going to go to you next.
Demon Slayer, without a doubt. I just love the detail and the fight scenes and all the stuff, especially in the first episode, when the sister tried to eat the brother.
Yeah, and by the way, he still protected his sister, by the way, even though she just tried to devour him.
Yep.
I mean, if my sister did that to me, by the way, this is a horrible example, but if my sister did that to me, I would hand her over the Demon Slayer and be like, take her head off.
Damn.
Like,
Oh, that's funny.
take it.
That's funny.
It's okay. All right, Sean, go ahead.
I'm going with Demon Slayer too. It's undeniable that their animation style was far surpassed Archer. I do want to say though, Archer is it's pretty clean animation, but I mean it's just kind of simple. They don't really do as much like Demon Slayer can and keep up with their action sequences and how clean they can be, and all just like Dave said, they merge CGI with original animation. It's just undeniably the better one.
Okay.
Ain't
All
no
right. Demon Slayer gets the first category. They're 2 away from a sweep. Originality is the next category. If you look at originality, Archer to me is James Bond Jr. on drugs and getting hit in the head with a hammer too many times.
Yep.
Basically, if the Naked Gun were going to make a cartoon, it would be Archer. To me, that's what that's what it seems like. Except for Archer is more of a government. He's a government agent, not necessarily a police officer. Demon Slayer. There's been plenty of animes about demons, so I don't know necessarily about the originality. But Sean, I'm going to start with you first.
Yeah, I'm giving this one to Archer. I just think it's more original because it's more realistic, and it's more like it's not as a fantasy as like a fantasy like Demon Slayer would be.
Gotcha. Now
I think it's funny because like the comparison you made about it being like James Bond, but like with a crackhead child.
Yeah.
I think that just, I don't know. To me, that's more original than watching another thing of like demon slaying.
Right. Well, and that's understandable. And I'm
Not
not like,
crapping on Demon Slayer in any way. I'm
Yeah.
just I'm strictly like looking at it like, you know, original from
Yeah.
fantasy, or you know what I mean.
and again, and I'm not like crapping on your point or anything, because I do agree with you, but you think that you said Archer is more realistic than Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is all government officials, that there are stupid government officials out there.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I
mean, I just think like with that type of show, if they were going to mimic James Bond, they had to add a quirk to it.
Yeah.
So that's like
that's the quirk that they added.
That's the quirk. And then, Demon Slayer is just more, to me, just fantasy, because it's not something that's real. Or like, it's not like, it's just not original to real life.
Yeah. All right, your rebuttal, Dave.
Actually, I'm not going against him here. I'm actually going with Archer here. I think it has a unique concept. Demon Slayer, I think, is built more on a conventional shonen anime framework. So in that regards, I don't see it as very like original. Like I think they mainly derive on their exceptional execution than its premise. If that makes sense.
I understand. I got you.
All right, Eric.
I'm going Demon Slayer here. I just thought, I mean, it doesn't matter, but I just thought
your opinion does matter. Go ahead, speak.
Speak, Fido.
Just between the two, I don't think either one has originality per se, but maybe Slayer has, like, for me, slightly.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. So now we move on to cultural impact. And by the way, cultural impact, it doesn't matter if it's just one culture or many cultures. Okay. I think I understood. I think I understood that. It can mean one of two things. By the way, my fastball is not that fast.
That's fastball. Fastball inside, outside.
Okay. All right. Shows you how much I watch baseball. But all right. But cultural impact, because anime doesn't like it. It impacts like so many cultures because anime has become such a popular thing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has taken over the cartoon aspect, because there's a lot of people now that are just like lazy with the cartoon, and it's all about like live action now.
Yep.
Right.
Or it's got to be computer animation. But like with anime, you still have people drawing this stuff.
Yeah.
So anime is such like a cultural phenomenon. Some good, some bad. Archer, though, made quite the impact itself because of it came on and kind of put itself in the league of like other adult animated shows. Probably not as epic as like a Simpsons or South Park or a Family Guy or something like that, but still both have had impact culturally. And Dave, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, this one's Demon Slayer. It's got a far greater cultural impact than Archer. I mean, it's a global media phenomenon here.
Yeah.
It significantly elevated anime's place in mainstream pop culture. And I mean, I see that with the kids around me. My daughter is a huge fan of Demon Slayer. Her friends are a huge fan of Demon Slayers. They all have, product from this show. They have the mangas and stuff as well. So Demon Slayer, I feel, hits this one out of the park.
Okay. All right. Eric.
I'm going with Demon Slayer. from what I read, they said it has global impact.
Oh, and record-breaking sales, by the way.
Yeah, that's what. And yep, box office, introducing new fans to the anime, social media discussions. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, Sean. It doesn't necessarily matter, but go ahead.
Demon Slayer. Once that show just took over the anime world. Archer, I feel like Archer is just like, it made an impact because it was kind of like a different version of an adult show.
Yeah.
At that time, and it was good and it was funny, but Demon Slayer just went with the culture that it's like supposed to support or come from and just ran with it. And they they kill it, everything. Pretty much.
All right. Demon Slayer is up 2-1. They can win it in the next category, which is humor. And I don't necessarily know if Demon Slayer had humor in it. Archer is stupid.
Yeah,
but it has that stupid humor.
Yep.
So, all right. Sean, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I'm picking Archer here. I think the show is supposed to be a comedic show. Like,
yeah,
you're supposed to have your smart aleck characters, your stuck up characters, the sick of it type characters, and then you got Archer, who's kind of like, I don't know, he's multi-personality disorder type character.
Yeah,
like and he's like he's smart but he's stupid, and then like just some of the jokes they say are just so quirky but they're hilarious. I think and Demon Slayer is they have some comedy to it, but it's more like that subtle, sarcastic humor again to me. I just don't think it lives up to the comedic power of Archer.
Right.
Which also has a lot to do with voice acting too, because if you can't deliver the joke, it's not going to be funny.
Right. All right. Eric.
Archer. I don't think there was any humor in Demon Slayer because it's more serious and more graphic, and so yeah, Archer all the way.
Okay. All right, Dave.
Yeah, I agree with these two. I'm gonna have to pick Archer. They also have won some awards, and I feel like humor has contributed to these, like the Critics' Choice Super Awards. That's for best voice acting and best animated series. I don't think you get that without the humor that the show brings. So, definitely going with Archer here.
Voice actor that plays in Bob's Burgers, I believe. I can't remember his name, but it's the same guy. And he's in a lot too. I think he's all over the place now.
Right. All right. So we're going to full 5 on this one. We opened up Animated Hour of Power by going to full 5. So we're doing that here. So somebody's going to walk away with 10. Somebody's going to walk away with 5. Overall enjoyment. Category speaks for itself. What did you enjoy more? Sean, I already think I know your answer, so that's why I'm going to start with you.
Actually, I don't think you do know my answer. Because I bet you think I'm going to pick Archer, but I'm not picking Demon Slayer. No. This was the hardest one out of this category that I knew I was going to have, because I do love Archer. I think it is a very funny show, and it's always like appealing to me. I don't watch it all the time, but when I do, I actually watch it. But Demon Slayer, I just think consistently keeps you involved, and it's just more, to me, it's just more enjoyable because of the action sequences and the fighting and somewhat of the gore, and it keeps my attention more towards like, oh wow, what's going to happen next, other than Archer is just like, oh, that was pretty funny. That's funny. So to me, I like watching Demon Slayer more.
Gotcha. All right, Eric.
Demon Slayer. I found Archer kind of stupid sometimes, but it was kind of stupid. But Demon Slayer had my eye more. Had my interest more.
I feel like if you're gonna watch Archer, you have to have that understanding that it's like that crude, stupid adult humor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're not into that, you're not going to enjoy that show.
It's kind of like South Park humor.
And like Demon Slayer is like, since it's not as comedic, it's just something like if you're drawn to that type of show.
Yep.
Right.
It's not. It's just like it's a one-off.
All right, Dave. It doesn't matter, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with these guys on this. Demon Slayer all the way. The action scenes, the story that's behind it, it makes it more enjoyable and more captivating.
All right, so Demon Slayer is going to win this 3-2. They get 10 points, and Archer is going to get 5. So, all right. Next up is one opposite side of the spectrum. New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh versus South Park. New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh in the division of Kaylee Fox. South Park in the division of Kathy Bianco. The animation is the starting category. And if you go back to the original seasons of South Park, the animation isn't really that good.
It is
Garbage.
Yeah,
garbage.
You could tell that the animation, basically, you had two guys who were getting stoned in their parents' basement. And they were just drawing stuff. And who would have thought that almost 30 years later, it would still be a hit. Now the animation got better over time. So it was able to evolve.
I guess you could say that.
Well, in theory, it got better over time. And New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, it was that 80s Disney animation, which worked for a lot of people, including myself. I was a big fan of that when I was little. So, Dave, you made the comment, so I'm starting with you first.
Yeah, I think Winnie the Pooh has superior animation due to its traditional fluid hand-drawn style, while South Park is crude cut out animation style. It looks like garbage. It looks like, you just got a little couple cutouts in front of a moving screen. And I just think the animation for South Park is pretty bad.
Okay. All right. Sean, I'm going to go to you next.
South Park. The exact reason he gave for Winnie the Pooh, I feel, is flipped. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think South Park deserves it because, like we just said, like in the first couple of seasons, it's just awful. And, and like they have all these characters and all the background characters are just saying, rabble, 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 and they just kind of jump.
Yeah.
But see from like, granted, because how long this show has been running, obviously they evolved, unlike Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, I think's animation style should have just stayed in its book. I did not like it.
Okay.
And,
fair enough.
But you don't like actual talent of hand-drawn style animation?
Have you ever watched a South Park behind the scenes of how they actually created it back in the day?
No, I didn't, but I value artistic
They
goals,
drew it.
and I don't appreciate their crude cutouts.
I just think they're
crude cutouts.
I agree with you. I understand your anger towards South Park, but I just think their overall development of where they started to where they are now.
Yeah, but with their overall success and how long they've been out, you think they would put a little more work into it. They've been out for how long? How much have they made?
Hold on. No. Here's what I'm going to say about it.
They're still using the crude cutout rule.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. Basically, South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are two stoners that came up with an idea.
Right.
Again, maybe not in their parents' basement, maybe in a trailer somewhere, doesn't matter. But it basically their animation, along with a lot of the other aspects of the show, kind of just demonstrates, okay, you know, where the show's like origins came from.
Yeah, they stuck to
Fair.
the roots that they were.
Fair.
Okay.
I
So
totally understand what you're saying.
with that
Daniel.
being said, so this show doesn't go 3 hours. Eric, let's get the hell out of this first category. What are you? You're breaking the tie.
Dave actually swayed me, so I'm going Winnie the Pooh.
Sean, don't walk. We need you.
I just want more. I want a better explanation from Eric.
Just thinking about it, Dave has a point. To me, I might get slack for this, but kind of look like stick figures
Yeah.
to me.
Wish they
Well,
were.
and also too. Let me just add this. Eric was never really a fan of South Park until somebody at work that he has a crush on
Oh,
said that
I
it
don't
was
even-
her
I don't
favorite
even watch-
show.
I don't even watch it.
All right, said
really
it was her
don't.
favorite
you
show.
better hope she
Well,
don't
then,
watch the
so
show, Eric.
now, like every chance he gets, he will talk about how. And yeah, he doesn't even watch it.
Let me guess, Eric. What you do is
Because
before
he has friends that do.
he watches short clips before
Yeah,
going into work every day. I
My
got
best
it.
buddy
I
at
got it.
work watches it too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was more embarrassing to bring up the work crush, so that's why I brought her up. But
I know.
but
I know what you did.
yeah, just think you don't have to put up with this for a month.
I'll still be testing you.
Yeah.
Different time of day.
Oh,
but
this next category might get me banned from your channel.
All right.
Oh,
Originality.
I should probably
Ooh.
go last
oh boy.
or first. Let me go first.
Well, let me give my little introduction thing here,
Do it.
because Winnie the Pooh was derived from children's books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was a book that came to life that was bought by Disney, but now is in public domain. So they completely killed the franchise by making Winnie the Pooh and his friends serial killers, which I would love to kick that guy who came up with this idea to do this. I would love to kick him upside his head, because you take a beloved character like Winnie the Pooh, and you turn him into a guy,
Coyote murderer.
a guy who in the first movie.
And the movies are so dumb. So
Yeah,
bad.
because in the first movie, all he does is kill a bunch of Instagram models and stuff. In the second movie,
Well, whatever.
in the second, well, no, I mean that's pretty much the premise of the first movie. You have a bunch of hot girls in bikinis, and
Yeah. So like the old school Jason movies, got it.
yeah. So, but there's like no plot whatsoever, except for they're all mad at Christopher Robin because he got tail and moved away. And I apologize to the children that are watching. Well, actually, no, you're all supposed to be in school right now. It's noon on a Wednesday. So if you're skipping school to watch this, you're paying the price right now.
This on your free periods.
Yeah. But I do apologize to the youngster. Actually, more to the parents that of the youngsters that are watching this right now. So you take and the second Winnie the Pooh horror movie, it's dumb because they give it a plot where Winnie the Pooh is really Christopher Robin's brother that was transformed into a creature when he was like 9 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dumb, but you take a beloved franchise like that and turn it into crap. And it was started as a children's book. The originality of South Park, again, it's derived from, it might be part of like Trey Parker and Matt Stone's childhood. I don't know, but the way it was created, and like you have 4 kids who are friends. Well, 3 kids who are friends and a fat kid that everybody hates. And all their parents are extremely stupid. So as far as originality goes, Sean, I'm going to let you go first.
I'm picking South Park. I think they're just. I mean, it's not a relatable everyday life type of show, obviously, because they do stuff that never happens in real time. Like Winnie the Pooh, like you said, is just derived from a book, so they had that just to play off of and kind of keep it original to the book. So I guess, in a sense, if you guys pick that, I understand. Yeah. But to me, like, it's original for South Park because they always kind of kept up with modern, like anything that was going on politically or anywhere around the world at the time. They kind of, in a sense, kept up with it. Obviously, like, not true to the nature of whatever happened, but I just think it's more original because they kind of keep it to like an everyday normal life in a sense. Obviously it's quirky and shenanigans happen, but like the episode of World of Warcraft, they're just kids playing in a basement playing World of Warcraft.
Right.
And, it's just like even up to like when Trump was elected and Mr. Garrison is officially Trump.
Yep.
Dresses like Trump as Mr. Garrison.
Woke is dead.
You have when it was getting politically correct all through our country, they had, season 19, PC Principal came in and he's, politically correct.
Yeah.
With all the terms. And, it's just like, I love how they just make fun of everything that's currently going on in the world with no care.
Right.
So.
All right, Dave, let's go to you next.
Yeah, no, I agree with Sean. South Park has the originality here. Winnie the Pooh's based on stories and characters originally created decades earlier in a book. So South Park, with their formula of generating new content and to make it relevant for people to watch, I definitely give them the originality here.
Okay. All right, Eric.
Yep. Clean sweep. South Park.
All right. So now it's tied 1-1. So there will not be a sweep. I kind of thought there was going to be, but there is no sweep. Cultural impact is the next category. South Park's been on for 27 years. The Winnie the Pooh character has been around since the 1930s because of the books. Unfortunately, like I said, they've ruined, I think, the franchise with these stupid horror movies. But Eric, I'm starting with you.
I'm going Winnie the Pooh. I think it has more of a broader worldwide fan base because it pertains to kids, not just kids, but maybe some adults. Where South Park is more of adult, so that's my argument.
Okay. All right, Sean.
I'm picking Winnie the Pooh.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like Eric said. It's just, he's an iconic character. Everybody knows it from the books. Like, you grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, and South Park definitely does have a cultural impact, but it's probably more negative of a cultural impact than a positive.
Yep.
Because of how controversial they would be and how often they would get sued because of they're just, making people look stupid.
Yeah.
And I think
and
here Winnie the Pooh
base,
has a more of
a fan base.
Yeah, I mean, you're still reading Winnie the Pooh books today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still relevant to this day, and it's never like obviously those movies have tarnished it pretty well, but that's only if you let it. You don't have to. The movies definitely did tarnish Winnie the Pooh pretty hard, but
yeah. All right, Dave, finish off the category.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh definitely takes this one. I feel like it has a broader and more universally positive cultural impact.
All right.
Yeah.
Like Sean said, it can reach different ages.
Not everybody's cup of tea either. So
right, exactly.
Yeah. South Park is definitely like, you got to be an adult or a teenager,
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh is like, even if you're an adult, you're reading that book to your child if you have one.
Yeah, it brings you back memories when you read it to your child.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, so Winnie the Pooh is up 2-1. They can win it on this next category. Highly unlikely, because it's humor. Now, Winnie the Pooh has kid humor, like like Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. Like the characters can be humorous, but South Park's humor goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
So, Sean,
South Park, man. I don't think anything touches the humor that they can provide.
not Winnie the Pooh.
No, not Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is right. Like you're right about it being like a child humor.
Yeah.
Like, but it's soft and it's like gentle, and then you got like.
Because by the way, there's no villain in Winnie the Pooh.
No.
Like
No,
it's
so
just
it's all
a bunch
just
of friends just doing a bunch of friend stuff. You never have to deal with a villain.
Like South Park is funny because of like, you know, they'll pick on people and make them look dumb or like sound a certain way, like they did in the Jersey Shore episode with Snooki.
Yeah.
They made her look like a little troll.
Yeah.
And but just like, you know, they also bring in known comedians and stuff, play as themselves, and you know, their jokes and their just some of the episodes in that are just insane, like how they get away with what they do and say and how they say it. So,
all right, Dave, you're gonna go next.
Yeah, I'm taking South Park here. I mean, the show is pretty hilarious at points. So I don't think there's a time in Winnie the Pooh where it made me laugh out loud. So
they don't took our gerbs. See, bam.
All right, Eric.
Can't say
100% South Park.
Oh, Piglet. Ain't nothing fucking funny about that.
No.
Oh, Piglet. Sounds weird, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can understand why they made Winnie the Pooh a horror movie. Maybe he was deep down a serial.
Well, if you notice, before we get to the next category, because now this is the second battle in a row that it's going to go the full 5. Just like last week, the first 2 battles went the full 5 categories. But if you notice, when Randy Marsh killed Winnie the Pooh in that episode, how Randy Marsh was covered in blood and honey.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the Winnie the Pooh horror movie franchise?
I don't know. Blood and Honey?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The name of the movie is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
That's funny. It would even be funnier if Trey Parker was in that movie.
Yeah, you'd probably be one of the guys getting killed. But it's now we go to overall enjoyment. Somebody's going to get 10 points out of this. Somebody's going to get 5. Which did you enjoy more? Sean, I'm going to start with you because I'm pretty sure you threw me a curveball in the last one, but we're going to go ahead.
Clearly, I enjoy South Park a lot more. I just honestly, I never really enjoyed it up until like season 18. I was like, I'd watch it here and there if it's on, but like after season 18, they kind of went more from just separate episodes to maybe a 1 and 2 special to an actual like season, like episodic. And it was a lot funnier. Like, I just love what they get away with and how they like portray it. And like, one of my favorite episodes is the World of Warcraft episode, and then season 19 and 20 are my favorite because Randy Marsh starts. They move out of town. He starts a Tegrity farm. And goes to China and kills Winnie the Pooh because Winnie the Pooh is currently banned in China because people photoshopped the Chinese leader's face to Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So they banned it, and so they went over there and killed him. You got PC Principal, and he's just funny because he's politically correct in the most simplistic way. And Kenny's always dying.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me. Like,
right. No,
I also remember Santa going into Iraq or Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And Jesus had to go save him. Stuff like that,
Okay, Dave, what is your who do you give your vote to here?
Yeah, what I preferred to watch while I was watching it, that was definitely South Park. Winnie the Pooh, kind of boring to me. back in when I was a child, I probably would have picked Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
But I'm
for
not
sure.
a child anymore, and the show doesn't really resonate with me like that. South Park was funny, and it was funny to watch. So I got to give it to South Park here.
all right, Eric.
South Park. Maybe 5-year-old me would pick Winnie the Pooh, but
Yeah.
obviously now I would pick South Park.
Like, I would put Winnie the Pooh on if my kid was in the room.
Yeah,
I wouldn't keep South Park on.
right. So this one actually, I was surprised, and again, I think it's the categories.
Mm-hmm.
Which category were you surprised at?
Well, no, I was just surprised because I was actually expecting South Park to just sweep them.
Oh,
I do think that the categories though really did help Winnie the Pooh, so they get 5 points. South Park gets 10. So we've had 2 sweeps in a row, or not 2 sweeps. We've had 2
especially
Cold
cultural
series in a
impact.
row.
That really helped Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. All right. So now we move on to One Punch Man in the division of My Aunt Lisa versus Phineas and Ferb in the division of Neil Thompson. And again, opposite sides of the spectrum. You have an anime versus a Disney show. And I'll tell you though, like Disney shows, even though they're not necessarily like winning, a lot of them have come in close battles so far. Like Winnie the Pooh just had a 3-2 loss. A couple weeks ago, Darkwing Duck had a 3-2 loss against the Bugs Bunny show. DuckTales won a close, Darkwing Duck and Bugs Bunny show. DuckTales had a close win over Rugrats on the first episode of Animated Showdown. So they're either winning or losing close ones. Here, however, I don't know how close it's going to be. Animation, you have mid-2000s Disney animation versus an anime. Dave, start us off.
Yeah, One Punch Man is taking this in the animation style. Their studio, Madhouse, is the one that produces their animation. They're praised for being exceptionally high quality. So they got detailed fight choreograph, breathtaking art direction, which many consider best in an anime. So I think they got the animation here.
Okay. All right, Eric.
One Punch all day. Animated. It's animated, and I just detail. It's better.
Okay. All right, Sean.
Yeah, One Punch Man. A lot cleaner, a lot smoother. A lot more to it.
All right. Now, obviously, in this, it's going to take more than one punch for them to win because they got to win 3 categories, so it's going to take 3 punches. Originality. So you have, with Phineas and Ferb, you have 2 friends who are always getting into hijinks, and the older sister is always trying to get them in trouble. Never works. And you have an anime where it's about, a lot about fighting. Who takes the originality category here, Sean?
Oh, man. I don't know. Phineas, Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
My only explanation, I guess it's just more, more relatable. Like, that one's a hard one.
Okay. All right, Dave.
I'm gonna say One Punch Man, because unlike most, superhero stories where it focuses on the character's journey to gain power, he's already at the peak of his strength. He's so powerful he can defeat any enemy. So it gives a different take on a hero than our normal given plots usually for heroes. So Phineas and Ferb, I feel like I've seen a bunch of shows. It's kind of similar, like Dexter's Laboratory. Other cartoons where they're building stuff, and where the children are doing this and that. Like I've seen it before. It's done and over with. I've seen that. I don't think it's that original. I think One Punch Man really stands out for how it portrays its hero in this story.
Okay. Eric, you're breaking the tie.
One Punch. I just think we've seen so many shows of what is it called?
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, Phineas.
Write this stuff down.
I have it written down. I just can't pronounce it.
I mean, that is true. I messed up trying to say it too. I stuttered for sure.
That's why I was looking at my phone trying to pronounce it.
We're not the smartest people, Doug. We're sorry. Big words scare me.
Well, look at who your leader is. But all right. So One Punch Man is up 2-0. They can take the matchup here and get 30 points out of this with this next category, cultural impact. We talked earlier, animes have cultural impact in several different cultures. Phineas and Ferb, the cultural impact, because they did bring it back for a new season, like recently, or at least like over the last year or two. But whose cultural impact was bigger, Eric?
I'm gonna say One Punch. I never heard of Phineas and Ferb.
Okay. Sean, let's go to you.
Yeah, I'm going to say One Punch Man. Definitely had the bigger impact.
All right. Dave?
Yeah, I agree with these two. I think One Punch Man has a bit of more impact than Phineas and Ferb does. I mean, One Punch Man gets debated along like Goku and stuff like that, and who's the most powerful among the animes and stuff. So,
and they have movies about them.
Yep. And you get to see a lot of memes and stuff about him too.
And he's One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
All right. So it took exactly 3 punches for him to take Phineas and Ferb down.
Squashed him like a bug.
Yeah. So, all right, first sweep of the episode. So this one was no contest. 30 points for One Punch Man, -10 for Phineas and Ferb. Main event time. It is Thundercats, which is in the division of Patrick Lehman, versus X-Men, the animated series, which is in the division of Nick Kamaleski. Probably not how you pronounce his name, but
oh man.
All right. This one, I think, is going to be a little hard. Animation style. You have Marvel animation from the 90s and X-Men. You have the animation of the Thundercats for that 80s animation. I think both are done very well. Dave, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, for animation, I'm going to go X-Men, the animated series. I think it has a more polished and fluid animation compared to Thundercats. I see sometimes there's some inconsistent animation with the characters in Thundercats here and there. So that gives it a negative in my slot. So it's got to go to the other side.
Okay. All right, Eric.
X-Men, I think the fight scenes were more detailed. I just think everything was more detailed about the fight scenes.
Okay. All right, Sean.
Yeah, X-Men, for sure. Just like the fighting scenes, like Eric just said, they're just smoother, they're cleaner.
Yeah.
Thundercats kind of just seems more like stale and like almost picturesque.
Yeah, you could tell
it
it's from
doesn't
the
look
80s.
like it doesn't flow as nicely as X-Men does.
Right. All right. So now we're in originality.
Oh
There
boy.
weren't really a lot of shows back then about a school for mutants. And also there weren't a lot of shows back then either, or back in the 80s. I mean, there were shows about other planets, but a planet that was, all cat creatures. So both shows had good originality. Sean, I'm going to start with you.
I'm sticking with X-Men here for originality. I mean, they kept it original to what it was prior, and I like X-Men more for originality.
Okay. Dave?
I disagree with him. I think Thundercats, because it was a new creation for the screen, while X-Men, the animated series, was a faithful adaptation of existing comics. So I think Thundercats, just by that alone, has more originality.
Okay. That's a very good point. Eric, you're breaking it. What'd you say?
I wanted Thundercats because there's rarely any shows like with cats in it. I mean, not cats in it, but cats is fighting.
Yeah.
Samurai Pizza Cats?
This came before Samurai Pizza Cats, Dave.
Yeah, no. I know it did. I was just saying.
Yeah.
No, I thought of one. That's the only one I can think of.
And by the way, Thundercats was a lot better.
Oh yeah, for
Come
sure.
Alive. Mummies Come Alive. They're cats.
I mean, yeah,
Technically, the
yes.
Sphinx, or however you call them, Sphinx, whatever they are.
Well, again, Thundercats was before.
No, I know.
That came out in
I'm just
'85,
going with
right?
this guy.
Thundercats did, yeah.
Yeah.
Should be. Good point.
So, all right, 1-1. Cultural impact is the next category. Thundercats had a cultural impact in the 80s. And because that was like what a lot of kids wanted to watch after school. X-Men, you could still feel the cultural impact today because they did they're still doing a continuation of the series, I think.
Right.
Of that particular series. So, whose impact was bigger, Eric?
X-Men, it's more popular, it's more known. Not to say Thundercats is not known, but X-Men just has a bigger, wider audience.
Yeah.
And comic books and all that.
All right. Huh?
Did Thundercats have a comic book?
Yeah. All 80s cartoons. At Camp Candy had a freaking comic book.
Oh, wow.
I have a couple of them. All right. Dave, let's go to you next.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with X-Men here. I feel like they have a far greater and more lasting cultural impact. I feel like Thundercats is more remembered as nostalgic.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I'm going with X-Men.
Okay. Sean?
I'm going with X-Men, hands down. Like Dave said, I think Thundercats is more nostalgic.
Yeah. And he would definitely be right on that one, I think. All right. X-Men's up 2-1. They can win it in the next category. This is the same pattern that we followed last week on this show. The first two went 3-2, went to full 5. Then we had a sweep. Now we got one that, it looks like it's going 3-1. Which apparently that's our formula now. All right, humor. I don't remember Thundercats being funny. X-Men, not necessarily funny either, except for you have a wisecracking Wolverine. So, Sean, let's start with you.
I'll give it to Thundercats, but slightly. I didn't really like the humor in either of the shows.
Right.
I think they were kind of like dull.
There wasn't much.
There wasn't much. I think Thundercats had a little more than X-Men, but
Okay.
like I don't want to give it too much glory.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I don't remember.
I'll give it
I don't
its
remember
due.
seeing it. But if you saw something that I didn't, then
I think it's not more of like a delivered joke as much as it is just kind of hidden in the dialogue already.
okay.
And how they deliver it. And like obviously like there's some voice actors in that show that are really boring and others
Yeah.
that are not.
All right, Dave. Let's let you go next.
I kind of like X-Men here. I like Wolverine's sarcasm and his one-liners.
Yeah.
He's kind of primary source of humor. I remember Gambit being like arrogant, and like
I keep
know,
forgetting about him, and he's one of my favorite characters.
yeah, he's got like that smooth talking arrogance in like certain situations, and then the blue guy, Beast, like how he uses like his he over uses like his intelligence in like moments where he doesn't have to with certain people, and I kind of find that a little comical. So I'm giving it to X-Men here.
All right, Eric, you're the decider here. It's up to you whether or not this battle rages on for another category, or we just end it here.
We're gonna end it here. X-Men has slight humor. I don't think either one have very much, but as Dave said, the sarcasm of Wolverine, and there's some funny stuff, other stuff too.
All right, X-Men wins at 3-1. They're going to get 20 points. Thundercats isn't going to get anything, but at least like they didn't get swept. All right, so we had two tough ones in the beginning, and then a sweep, and then one that goes 3-1. Same thing that happened last week, and I know we're not doing it on purpose.
No.
No.
I'm just going with the categories.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It is category based, and this is what we're dealing with here. All right,
Just
next.
curiosity. For Sean and Dave, what would you chose for the last one?
Overall enjoyment,
Yeah.
X-Men.
X-Men. Thundercats to me, like, it's boring. I don't like the voice acting in it at all.
Yeah.
But Wolverine's one of my favorite characters of all time.
I would have chose X-Men too, so X-Men would have won it anyway.
But I just think Wolverine's pretty bad A.
Yeah,
You too, Doug? X-Men?
X-Men is in like my top 10 favorite. So for me now, Thundercats excelled in other categories.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I would have picked. I mean, honestly, I would have probably picked them in merchandise, because their merchandise goes for a lot more money.
Yeah.
Fan base is probably X-Men, right?
Fan base would be X-Men. Theme
Intro.
song is tricky, but for me, theme song would have been Thundercats.
They did have a good theme song.
Okay, so there was, it depends on what's drawn.
Yep.
Yeah. It really does.
Yeah.
What about like Legacy? Longevity. You can't go longevity, I guess. That would be unfair.
Yeah.
Did either of you have three categories?
Yeah, that
Thundercats
really
that
want to be
you could have won?
some of these animes.
Yeah.
Naruto's been going on forever, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
What were you saying? What did you ask, Eric?
Is there three categories that you would have gave Thundercats? I just wanted to see if it would have won.
Definitely theme song.
Theme song. I agree with the originality.
Maybe memorable moments.
Well, here's what I
That'd have been a
here's
hard
three
one to decide.
categories in my opinion that Thundercats would have won. And again, my opinions don't start to matter until you head to Australia. I would have said theme song. I agree with the originality, and I would say merchandise.
Okay. See, for theme song would have been X-Men for me. So
yeah. So it depends on.
With merch, I could have been gone either way.
Well, because I look at merchandise. You can look at merchandise two different ways.
What's derived directly from the show itself?
Yeah,
and
derived directly from the show itself. You could also look at how much merchandise came from there. I personally look at it as what is worth more. What is worth more?
Right, but all older shows would be worth more than a newer,
not
ongoing show.
Not necessarily. Like you can get X-Men figures from this show for they can retail for maybe $25 unless it's like a special figure. Thundercats figures go for $150. Sometimes 200, sometimes $300. They are super expensive.
But wouldn't you consider that a vintage then?
is it because it's more rare?
Yeah, because you're not going to find it anywhere. So, but that's what I judge the category on is who's got the more valuable merchandise.
Okay.
That's
how I judge it. I don't have to judge it the same way you guys do.
Yeah, true, exactly. Because like he's seeing it from a different point of view. Like Eric, like when I was seeing it from a point of view of who was selling more, and currently selling more and whatnot. But I see it from Doug's point of view, and that's a good point of view.
Yeah. So like
that's a different way. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because we can see it from like, different. We don't have to agree. It can be done from a different, because this is one of those categories to where there's different points of view you can look at it from.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
so
I mean, all the merch category itself is subjective, I believe.
It's dependent on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like how would you do that against Simpsons versus Family Guy for merch?
I'll tell you how. I go to a vintage toy store. I see a Simpsons figure for $20. I see a Family Guy figure for $50.
Wow!
All right, I give it to Family Guy.
That's surprising. I would have thought it would be the other way around, honestly.
Now, Simpsons made more figures than Family Guy did, and made more play sets and all that. But because of what the Family Guy figures go for, because there's so little of them, again, to me, it's more about the value of the merchandise than, how much merchandise there actually is.
How about Winnie the Pooh in South Park?
I would have to go with South Park because the DVD sales.
Well, again, if you go in the realm of action, Winnie the Pooh didn't have action figures, but they had those plush dolls.
I mean, they had the books.
And they had the books.
South Park has movies, games.
Yeah, and by the way, South Park action figures can go for $65 to $70. I was at a store.
Pooh have like porcelain sets too.
Yeah. But like for me, for the value, because I've seen how these things have been priced, as outrageous as they are.
I mean, their season DVDs are like $30-$40.
Yeah.
Games are $30-$40.
Yeah. So it's the value of the merchandise, and I feel like there's more. Even though the Winnie the Pooh stuff is vintage, you could still get that stuff for cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
You're forking over dough if you're getting South Park stuff.
That's true.
But again, that's how I judge the category. How you guys judge it, that's up to you.
Yeah, and that's why we have different judges, because we all
Yeah.
think differently.
Yeah, you don't have to you don't have to judge the way I judge it, because that's just me. I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm not going to tell you guys how to judge. I'm going to give you different orders, but not like how to do your judging.
Exactly, and that's why you're a great boss.
Yeah. Man, I feel the lip prints all over my backside. All right. Oh, crap. We're still on the air.
You could pause it.
Yeah. All right. So coming up this upcoming Saturday, Animated Hour of Power, Episode 8. We are going to have Steven Universe versus Ace of the Diamond. The Care Bears versus Bob the Builder. Mob Psycho versus She-Ra, Princess of Power. I really should have done a better job booking these first matches, because I feel like some of these animes going against some of these cartoons is unfair. But that's why I kind of improved how I did it, later on. And your main event is Kim Possible versus The Tick. Animated Showdown next Wednesday. We have Bluey versus Paw Patrol. Ren and Stimpy versus Beavis and Butthead.
Ooh.
Fairy Tale versus Brave Star, and the main event, Rocket Power versus Tiny Toon Adventures.
Sean.
Dang.
And by the way, that's going to be tough, because Tiny Toons was quite the powerhouse back in their day.
Yep.
But all right, make sure to like and subscribe to the When Toons Combine YouTube channel. Also, join the When Toons Combine Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/When Toons Combine. Also, like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night. This Friday, we're going to talk Sacrifice 2006. Like and subscribe to Eric's Unscripted Sports Show on YouTube. Follow Dave on Twitch at TCXGodson95. Sean on TCX Reaper on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Also, the Dizzle97 Gaming Universe for my brother Dangle, and the Stabcast with Dangle and Mindy. We will see everybody Saturday for Animated Hour of Power.
Yes, sir.
Later, boys.
Peace out,